last time I was playing this game, we left off right here. And it's been a week since that last video came out, and I was busy trying to figure out like what figures would fit the theme of monsters for um videos that I could do for my other content. So I have been logging into the game daily just to claim like daily rewards, but I haven't been playing. But that's okay. As I've said in previous videos, that sometimes it's good to take a break and do other things. So today we will continue where we left off and go from there. And wow, we were one away from the boss. I did not expect that. Okay. Scientists, float forward and explain yourself. Float forward. Oh, yeah, they hover. Explain what? Explain how the humans were able to get their hands on what appears to be a journal. Ooh. Who keeps a journal? Have we learned nothing of the incriminatory potential they possess? Oh, yeah. Of course, I keep a journal. I'm a scientist. Writing things down is what makes it science. I mean, the funny thing is that he's not wrong because how else do you document your stuff? If you're not writing it in a journal, you're writing it in like some sort of documents on a computer. We will need to send out a force to get it back. Who is fastest among those still under our control? I live to serve my new leaders. If I can be of any service, it would be my pleasure to crash into the commander and their team. Oh. For the sake of retrieving my journal, a less destructive method may be ideal, but I do appreciate your energy in this matter. When he said he will crash into our team, he meant it. There's like literally a thing he does in this special 3 where he just like shoots like a few rockets and he rams his like front of his jet form into the ground. So that's kind of, I don't know if that was a pun that they were intending. Um Okay. Okay, I see what we're working with. Oh no. Let's not get hit by him. Oh wait, hold up. I don't want him to use it. No! I spoke too soon. I don't want him to use his special 3, so come on. Use your special 2. Some One thing I've noticed is that sometimes when you want them to like use their special 2 when they're so close to their special 3, it is a pain. Like they're just constantly not budging, and then you have to keep on evading until they finally use it. Okay, use your special 1, please. If you don't, then I'll just... Oh! Again! They sometimes use it, and it's unpredictable. Oh, that was a little mistake right there. Okay. I should be able to finish you off with the special 3. Let's go. Yes, let's go. All right. Okay, I do want to check where I am with Act 2, Chapter 2. I don't know how many more maps there are for this particular chapter. So let me go back to the main menu. Oh, not main menu, the the Act screen, I mean. Okay, so we are one map away from the end of Chapter 2. Okay, that's cool. What do you get for like a... Whoa, you get a 4-star Megatron for completion? Oh, okay. What do you get as a... Oh, you get a 3-star Shockwave. Whoa, that's pretty cool. So that's for completion. Oh, for exploration though, you get... Whoa, what is that? That's a tier 4. Oh shoot, that's for 4 stars, I think. Okay, that's not bad. Wait, no, chapter 2. Let's finish chapter 2 then. And then start chapter 3, I guess. So, all right, chapter 3, time to shine. Let's see where we are. Commander, good work fighting off yet another seeker. Seeing this journal we gotten our hands on is of high value to them. Thanks to you buying us some time, Teledran is already making headway on downloading and analyzing it. RC, we could use your skills for what comes next. We gotten coordinates to a new area of the Planet under Quintesson control. A scouting mission behind enemy lines. Count me in. Proceed with caution. My sniper scope provides all the caution I need later. Okay. All right. So, since the last video, it's been a little bit since I have talked about anything, I guess, in other videos because they're all centered to a certain type of content. But I will say this though, I am pretty happy where I am with what I've been doing on this channel. It's just been like fun making these videos, and in the end of the day, whatever I do that's fun to me is basically more important than anything because like everything we do in life, if you're not having fun with it, then why do it, right? And being able to just talk in these videos now, without like feeling like any sort of discomfort or shyness has been good in the long term because I don't know, maybe in the future if I have to work somewhere and they're like, hey, we need someone to record something. Let's just use that for example. Um, well, I'm not afraid to talk in a video anymore. Of course, in terms of like presenting the subject, I have to get better at doing that. So there's that. Because sometimes, even in my figure reviews, I do tend to fumble a little bit when I say certain things. But here it is. These tiny mistakes are all part of the learning process. So I don't know. That's something that I've taken from making these videos is just being able to slowly improve my speaking patterns. Um, but in terms of like the audio picking up my voice, it's interesting that my voice sounds this way when it's recorded because in real life my voice doesn't sound like this at all. So maybe that's just because of the mic. Maybe if I got a better mic, I might be able to sound a lot more different because I don't know. I don't know how audio works, but I am starting to like look into audio stuff just out of curiosity because as I keep making more videos, regardless of like whether it's Which is Fight or more figure reviews, I do want to improve the audio quality and just everything in general. But all of this requires me to actually learn something new, and I think that's what I like about this is learning something new, learning something that I'm not familiar with because for years I've been only familiar with just writing, reading, analyzing like literature stuff and also like history notes. But when it comes to like technical, like technology sort of deals, I always sucked with technology. Like certain simple things I can do, but anything more complicated, or just what seems to be complicated to me, which probably isn't, um, tends to always be something that I've never focused on. And now that I'm doing things that involve using that type of technology, of course, the better thing to do is also learn to improve. So, and I hope I can get there, whether it's for videos or just in general. Maybe something in the future that requires me to actually know these things. So, something that I just want to mention. Um, as for my hobby, let's just say that playing this game has made me more infatuated with actually wanting to pick up more Transformer figures again. And I haven't done that yet, and I probably won't because I need to control myself. Like right now, I'm trying to go on a break, slow down from buying too many new figures because there are just too many new things coming out, and I don't need everything right away. But I don't want to, jump into a rabbit hole in another line right away and just go crazy on it. Like I said, I have Transformer stuff, but it's just I don't want to grow that shelf out just yet because right now I need to just focus on learning how to save and, you know, not spend too much on unnecessary things. Even though I love my hobby, but at the same time, in truth, my hobby is a luxury. It's not something that will, allow me to survive. So Yeah, that's been what's, on my mind lately. Like, all these new releases are cool and all, but honestly, if I just, get them in the future when they're cheaper, then I'll get them then. So, but I'm not gonna deny it though. There are certain new Transformer releases that I've seen in the past month and even before that I've just been like, they look cool. I mean, I would like to have those on my shelf somewhere, but again, I don't need them right now. I don't need them. It is like that SpongeBob meme. It really is. Like, uh, I don't need it. All right. The idiot scientist allowed the human aligned Autobots to acquire a device of ours that holds great value to us. I didn't allow anything. Silence. By simply creating the device, you allowed it. Oh, they are sneaky, underhanded. They stalk into our base and steal from us. We need to match. Excuse me. We need to match their deviousness. My, what an ideal time to offer my services, oh great and noble quintessence. Another jet. Have we learned nothing? The Seekers are serving only as reminders of failure. Only because you've been using second-rate imitations of the true glory that is Starscream. Trust me, I can get the job done. See that you do. Failure cannot be accepted, but success, well, that comes with grand rewards. I would not trust Starscream. If we've known this character for so long, he's the last person you would trust to carry out a mission. Such a He's always been one of those characters that just, I don't know. Starscream is funny though. I do like his I've always liked his original voice actor. I know some people hated the whole voice that he had because he sounded like a whiny little brat, but I think that's what made his character had some sort of charm to him because, even with that voice, even with everything, I mean, sometimes his character can be ruthless, which they've depicted many times. So he's not like completely useless of a character, but it's just funny to see him have a voice like that because you would never think that he would sound like that. I mean, if I was born in the 80s and my first time watching that show, and I grew up with the OG Transformers, and that was the voice of that character, that'd probably be the last thing I expected. I don't know. That's how I feel. If I were to be born in that period. So okay, let's upgrade Shockwave and put him on our team because why not? We have a new 3-star bot we can add to the roster and also add to my current team. And I haven't used Shockwave in forever. Sometimes I kind of forget that this character is actually pretty good. His like shock damage thing that he does with his SP3 is insane. Like if you time when to use that SP3 correctly, he would be a really good asset. So, and speaking of Shockwave though, Shockwave has always been one of my favorite characters, mainly because he's always like such a weird I don't want to say weird. I would say interesting. Um, Compared to like Soundwave, because I don't really know what Soundwave does outside of just being Soundwave. I've never read the comics, so I don't know if there's any moments where Soundwave actually is depicted like, actually doing like crazy shit. Oh, well, it's fine. Um, is that my first time person? No, I say ass all the time, so I don't. Whatever. But yeah, crazy shit. All right, so, um, yeah, that's how I've always like pictured that character to be, where it's like he never displays any sort of like, I don't know, ruthlessness. I could be wrong. So, but the version that they made of him in the what do you call it, in TF Prime, I like that version more because he doesn't talk. So scary undertones that he has in that show was delivered pretty good, in my opinion. So, Commander, Bumblebee has been a busy bee. I'm sorry. I tried to stop myself, but couldn't help it. It can be hard to resist puns. I get it, but the big news is I found passage to a whole new Quintesson territory. Ooh. The the preliminary data you sent to Telegram suggests a region overrun with Quintesson technology and architecture. It looks like they're turning this planet into their new homeworld. Get ready to explore deeper into the five faces of darkness. Okay. And the combat rating on those 4-star bots do not look fun. Um, I should probably look into forging like the levels, but at the same time, like if I unlock 4 stars in the future, then it would kind of be a waste. I don't know. Would it be a waste if I start forging levels into 3 stars? I don't remember because like back then, I did do a little bit of it, but then eventually when I got 4 stars, I just started focusing on just the 4 stars. Maybe I should play the same way. I don't know. Because the difficulty like setting in this game is not the same as the original command version. So there's that. But going back to what I said earlier with you know, my hobby and all that stuff. Yes, it has been somewhat uh addicting to, like, not addicting, what's the right word? I have been having more interest in wanting to buy Transformer stuff again. Just because of this game. It's like I see the characters and I'm like, man, I would love to have a physical version of like that character in like a figure form and just have them on the shelf. Like this, for example, this Grimlock. They've made a studio series version of this, like I guess like the 86 Grimlock, and I don't have it. I don't even know if you can still get one. Like if I can get one, I mean. Because I'm pretty sure he's more expensive now. I do have that Age of Extinction version of him. And okay, as much as that movie is pretty bad, I hated that movie so much, I will give him one good credit. It's the design of the Dinobots in that movie. I do like the way those characters came out. Even though they didn't do much uh, at all, or they did a little bit, I like the way Grimlock came out. And just the fact that he was towering over everybody. Like, he's just giant. So I do have the Studio Series version of that particular figure, and honestly, that's probably the best version of him made by Hasbro officially. Because before Studio Series, a lot of those movie figures were pretty. They were okay, all right. Like some of them were all right, but then when they got to like PF4, the Grimlock figure was probably just the worst thing that they put out. The colors were inaccurate, and it didn't even look right. So when they launched this like Studio Series line and focus on trying to make things more accurate to like the movie or whatever source material they use from the cartoons, it started with a lot of like the Bayverse stuff, right? And it's still, I don't think they finished every Bayverse release yet. Um, but the Studio Series versions of most of those figures that I had growing up, I think some of them came out good. Uh, and then some of them were kind of still the same problem where you couldn't do it good the first time, and then the second time you try to do it better and you failed. That is just a disappointment in general. So yeah, there's that. And I also didn't get the Sentinel Prime from Studio Series. I honestly still like that one from the movie version that came out like when the movie came out. I forgot if it was a Voyager or a Leader class, but I still think that that release was pretty solid. The Voyager or Leader class, whatever it was for Studio Series, I mean, it still looked good too. But I miss that whole sound sort of like gimmick that Leader classes used to have. Like one thing I'll say is that if you ever rewatch like old Transformer toy commercials, let's just like use one for example. If you go on YouTube and search up like the 2007 Transformer movie toy commercial, oh, I remember that commercial sold me as a kid. Like that whole like showing all the Autobots, and then of course even showing like Optimus Prime having that transforming gimmick where his head comes up and then the lights in his chest are flashing and he says, the lines that he says in the movie or whatever. That whole commercial just, yeah. I miss commercials like that. I don't even think they make commercials anymore for like toys in terms of like Transformers and stuff. Maybe they still do. I don't watch TV anymore. I mean, most of us probably don't watch TV, so we probably don't see these. But I never seen ads for the more recent Transformer figures. Maybe they still make them. I don't know. Word from HQ is positive on decoding the Quintesson journal device. Okay. Initial findings suggest we aren't merely players in some sort of game arranged for their entertainment. Of course, we're not merely players. We're warriors entering the gates of the Quintesson stronghold. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like a player. Sometimes I feel played. Lately, I feel anger. Jazz, it's good to see you, but not great to see that you with that dark energon shine I see in your eyes. Commander, continue with your corrupted Autobot protocol. Isolate, subdue, and repair. Trying to run a cap? We'll find. Well, you will find this bot is all style, no cap. So just try to and stop me. Yes, that's the idea. We're going to try to stop you. Sorry about this, friend. Okay, we're using terms that even I'm not familiar with. Oh no, that's just showing how old I am. Well, not old. Uh, but yeah, those toy commercials back in the day were so like, I don't know, they were just done differently and they did sell to people like me. And that's how they get you. Um for example, like Bionicle commercials? Yeah. Bionicle commercials were the best. Like that Lego has had in that period. Like there was nothing that could beat like Lego Bionicle commercials back in the day. I mean, they were just made in a different way. And the songs that they used for some of the cinematics that they did for Bionicles and even like some of the commercials that made up some of my music playlists back in the day. It's still crazy. Thinking back about all these like older memories that I had growing up, like with a lot of these, Legos and toys that I grew up with. So our contact with HQ is getting worse. The deeper we head into Quintesson territory, any progress unraveling the contents of the Quintesson journal. Wait, oh, I think I might have read that weirdly. A lot of progress, and it shows me to a spark. They're collecting an army of mind-controlled Cybertronian bots from across. Get this, multiple timelines. Time travel to army build. Isn't that the plot of Terminator? No, no, I could be wrong. No, probably not. I don't know. I mean, that sounds like something they could do in Terminator. That seems like a lot of work. What's their goal? To end any and all resistance to their judgment. I imagine what a view of recreating their intergalactic empire. Oh, so we're talking about the empire now, huh? Oh no, that's never good. That's never good. Um, yeah, but the good old days when they used to play those commercials was on TV was always something that I like just found enjoyable. But nowadays, like having access to just buying these figures, and even if they don't make commercials, honestly, it doesn't really matter since times have changed, right? And TV viewership isn't as high as it used to be. I don't know. In my opinion, like I stopped watching TV the moment that I started using YouTube, like for everything. watching playthroughs, and even back in the day, like some of you might even know this, but before like YouTube started to crack down on like copyright stuff, like with anime and just a lot of like TV shows, I remember back in the day, people just uploaded like full-on episodes of everything that I watched. It was crazy. Um, I mean, eventually when YouTube got bigger, they had to start, you know, going regulating content and stuff, whether it infringes copyright material, which makes sense, right? Because those materials already had copyright to begin with when they were published. But it's just wild how like YouTube at one point in time housed a lot of content like that. Because I remember watching, like, for example, Bakugan, if you know what that is, the original Bakugan series. Now, the original Bakugan series is on YouTube, but it is licensed and published like through an official channel now. But back in the day, it wasn't. They didn't have like official channels. So people would upload these episodes in parts, where like part one and two. They would just split the episodes into two like halves, and that's how I watched most of like a lot of the videos that I watched back then. And yeah, it's crazy. It is like it was like the Wild West back then with what we had access to in terms of content. But you know, that's what happens when times change, right? So you just have to follow the rules. But recently I did start to revisit some older TV shows, such as like animated shows that I grew up watching, and I found out that they had like all the episodes on YouTube. Um, but they are licensed, meaning that you can watch them for free. They're not uploaded by like some random channel. They are actually, uploaded by, I guess, like the official company that maybe has sourced out the content to something else. I don't know. But yeah, it's cool to see that there are some shows from the past that I watched that are available. Um, for example, Code Lyoko, if you know what that is. Yeah, you can watch all of Code Lyoko on YouTube for free. You don't even have to pay for it. It's on YouTube. It's on the official like Code Lyoko, like I believe USA channel. So I grew up watching Code Lyoko. I remember that was like one of the shows that I always like tuned in on like every I don't know, I think it was Saturday. I don't, it's been too long. But whenever it was airing on TV, okay? I remember tuning into that show. And yeah, there are a lot of good shows back in the day. Um But there are some shows I wish were like accessible now, and they're not. Like with with Cartoon Network, if you know what happened recently, Cartoon Network shut down, like, which is really sad because I grew up with a lot of Cartoon Network shows, and to see like that studio is no longer doing anything anymore because of the recent things that have been happening at Warner Bros. Um, I hope that a lot of those old shows that I grew up with, they do get archived onto like HBO Max or something. Like, because that's what happens when we go into this period of streaming where like original streaming content that was created for a platform, if that gets removed for whatever reason, whether it's like a tax break or whatever, like what Warner Bros has been doing with like some of their projects, right? They're scrapping it because they're using it as a way to get a tax write-off. Um, Even content that existed before that they just got rid of, and if they never made like physical DVDs for them, you can never rewatch them again unless like somebody has them on, you know, somewhere, right? And I think that's never a good thing, in my opinion, with like going all digital. Like in my opinion, it's fine to have digital media, but you should still have physical media too. So every moment they have to decode that blasted fool's journal is another part of our plan. They shall know. Another loss we can't claw back. They likely know too much now. We have no choice but to destroy them. Only then shall they no longer pose a threat. Haha! And to do this, we shall continue to corrupt them. Let them rip themselves to shreds. Let their undoing be their sympathy for one another. Indeed, more Autobots shall be fueled for this fire. Bring forth the latest re-corruption. No, no, they helped me. I was free of your control. I was free. How did you get captured again? Autobot fool, you'll never know freedom until your feeble friends bend the knee or cease to function. I understand, and shall one day, oh no, once again obey. How did you get captured again, Sunstreaker? What the heck? um, but yeah, uh, I do like physical media because, there's certain shows that I grew up with, like Justice League Unlimited and all of like the original Justice League, and whenever I see that they still release like completed seasons in physical form, it just like brings like a light in my eye where I'm like, yes, there's a way to get a physical copy of it so that if like I don't ever use any streaming platforms in the future for whatever reason, I can still watch it on like my TV with a DVD player. So that's the joy of having physical media. It can't die out completely because if you go all digital, well, I mean, it's not like completely good in the long run, in my opinion, of course. That's how I view it. So the human commander did us a favor by culling the herd and riddling us of the weaker Autobots. Weak? No, strong-willed, unyielding, not useful for our purpose. We need bots willing to listen to reason. The combination of the humans' unpredictability and Autobots' continued and considerable tenacity do not bode well for our council. Numerical calculation of their success is difficult, but a strengthening of defenses and acceleration of dark energon mining would be wise. Perhaps we shall use their own tactics against them. Send a spy, one who thinks he is hidden, one like the Autobot Mirage. Oh, so you finally adjusted your scanners to detect me, huh? Well, this is a terrible way to find that out. Let me guess. He's gonna get corrupted. That's basically what's gonna happen, right? He's gonna get corrupted for sure. Okay. Um. Oh, there are more. Oh, it's getting. Yeah, the 4-star numbers. Those combat numbers don't look pretty. They're getting up there in the 4,000s now, huh? Oh no. So yeah, in terms of other things, I guess, going on in my life, since I'm treating these episodes like podcasts now, uh, still job searching. It's not easy. I've been told by so many people that this is gonna be the most difficult like part of my life, but I'm not giving up because there is no point to give up. Just have to keep trying. Um, so while I do continue to job search and send out my job applications to these places, I will still keep making these videos for the fun of it. Because it's the only other thing I can do to not get sucked up in binge watching TV shows and stuff. Because, like I said in one of my previous videos, when I binge watch, like it's so bad. I just sit there and just never leave. I'd rather try to do something active. If it's not recording a figure review or a Force to Fight video, I've been doing other things. I've been reading. I started to get back into writing again because I do want to write a book. I don't know if it'll ever get published, but you don't know if you don't try, right? So, and I do have skills as a writer. Might as well put them to use because what's the point of going to school and being good at this one thing that everybody hates, right? I knew a lot of friends that never like writing, and they sometimes get jealous that I'm able to articulate my essays and papers and stuff without having any stress. So, because I have that kind of skill, I gotta find a way to put it into use. So, if I can get a book published and say that that book does good, that'll be cool. It's always It is one of my dreams. I think one of my dreams has always been to get something published, whether it's a written novel or a graphic novel, because I do draw sometimes when I'm bored, and I have so many like sorts of like creative hobbies that I do on the side when I'm just like not playing video games or watching anime. So it's a good way to like just not always do the same thing again and again. And sometimes I just need that because I think that's what makes life interesting. You have to just try doing other things. So, and that's exactly what has been happening. Coming up with a draft and what to write a story about, whether that story takes off or not, it all depends on me. Because if I can deliver a good story, then it'll for sure take off, right? Um, and I've been reading a lot of books that I needed like time to catch up on. It ranges from like manga to like even actual novels that I do tend to keep following. So, and a lot of these novels have been kind of interesting. They are reminding me of like my I guess you could say like my high school period because I've read a lot of novels even during high school, and I don't know, I've always been someone that just enjoys reading because reading is one of the most enjoyable thing to do sometimes. I know some people don't like it because they're like, "Oh, that's boring." It's like you're just sitting there looking at words. But honestly, if you use your imagination when you're reading, just to picture like what's going on in that scene, that's what makes you stay, you know, not boring about reading. So, of course, if you told me to read something that's like very factual or something about like real life, it depends on the subject. If it's like some sort of like historical thing that I have interest in, I mean, I don't mind reading that. But if it's like something that I have no interest in, yeah, I'm not gonna ever pick up a book like that. So, in the end of the day, if you like reading, it's the same thing, right? You read whatever you find interesting, and that's basically what I do. So, and I think for today's episode, we will probably call it around like at the end of this map, I think, because I don't want to make it too long. Yeah, I don't even know how long this video is, but I've been talking about a lot of things, I guess. So, and right now we're having a Shockwave versus Shockwave battle. Oh no. Let me see if I can defeat him with the SP2. Come on, come on. Oh, that did not do anything. Oh, it did do something, but it didn't leave the shock blast. Yeah, alright. Okay, we are at the boss. Let's get to Mirage. Commander, how have Commander, how have you been moving things around? I could have sworn I left my compad right here and hello, who's there? Sorry if I seem jumpy. I just swear I heard someone in the room with me. Heavy footsteps, but no bot. Odd. Marissa, help, the Quintessence, the Dark Energon, the pain! Mirage, what are you doing back here? Made a mistake, thought I could get more tech for us. Only got a lot of pain, gonna need a reset, but first I need to fight. Oh, see, I told you, he would get corrupted. It was obvious from the start of this chapter, or this section in the chapter. He was gonna get corrupted. Now I wonder if I can beat him. Oh no. No, Mirage, stop it. Just because I haven't played this game for a year doesn't mean I forgot how to play it. No, I completely forgotten how to play it. My skills are so rusty, like, it is terrible. Can I dodge this SP2? Yes! I still remember. Oh. I actually want to use the SP3. Build up my SP3. I want to use Shockwave's SP3. I haven't seen it in a long time. Come on. You have enough HP to get me there. I'll even let you use your SP2 on me. Yes, just to get closer to the SP3. There we go. This should put an end to you. Yeah, let's see that damage. Oh, that's a KO right there. That's an instant. They didn't even show the KO. That's a KO. Wow. Okay. And with that, I guess that will wrap up today's episode. If you found this episode enjoyable, Give this video a like. If you want to subscribe, you can also do that too. You don't have to, but yeah, more Force to Fight content to come as I continue going through the game again. And I just noticed the chapter for this is Invisibly or Invisibly. I'm pretty sure I recorded a video for this a while back. So, okay, with that said, take care, and I will see you in the next video.